Hello and welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well. March is my birth month, so I decided to do a collective manga haul for both February and March. There's going to be a little bit more in here, but if you're new to my channel, I am collecting a specific set of series this year, so that will be what most of my manga hauls will be focused on, and I'll have a sprinkling of new titles here and there. So in this very first box, I got everything from the Crunchyroll store. I have exactly 4 series and then 1 BL one-shot, which I'll go ahead and get started with. The title of the one-shot is Puppy Love by Tsuchida Haru. I actually read this one already in February. I read it on Hoopla through my local library, but I loved it so much that I decided I needed a physical copy. And for the most part, I always buy one-shots, but if they're of the fluffy and cute variety, it doesn't really take a whole lot to satisfy me. All you need to do is just put the most ridiculous smile on my face. If I happen to kick my feet or squeal, preferably both, at some point while reading you, bonus points, automatic 5 stars. This accomplished all of that. So if you're looking for a quick, short, adorable, fluffy read that is just going to make your day brighter and happier, I recommend this, Puppy Love by Tsuchida Haru. I'm really happy that I have that. Honestly, just holding it right now, I feel like cracking it open and reading it all over again. I mean, look at the cover. Isn't that the most adorable thing you've ever seen? They're so cute. But yeah, Puppy Love. I'm really happy that I have this. The next one I have here is for a series that I'm collecting this year, one of which is Nana. I have the 4th volume of Nana right here. And with this 4th volume, I have exactly 1 volume to go to complete my collection of the series. I'm only missing volume 3. And once I get volume 3, I'm planning to do my very first reread of the entire series from when I first read it. I think it was probably around like 2013, 2014. I never actually finished reading the series. I didn't read the very last volume because, well, if you are very familiar with Nana, you know what happened in volume 20. I was so pissed that I never read the last volume. So I would do a reread of the entire series and just go ahead and read the 21st volume. Although that almost feels like I am punishing myself because this is a series that is probably never going to get completed. So I'm thinking to myself, is there really a point of actually rereading all of it again when there's never going to be a resolution to the series? But yeah, that is Nana. I'm super excited to complete my collection for the series because I love this series so much. Honestly, one of my favorite manga series of all time. Then for another series that I'm trying to collect this year, I have Kimini To. I have 5 volumes of it here, 5, 7, 9, 14, and 15. I already have 18 volumes of Kimini To, and at the time I bought those 18 volumes, those were the only 18 volumes available on Crunchyroll store. They had a little more than this 5 volumes of all the ones that I'm missing online, but I was trying to stay within my budgetary constraints, so I just picked up the next couple of volumes I was missing that were available. I have only 7 volumes to go now. This is another one that I'm going to try to reread whenever I do get the entire collection. I don't think we've gotten a release date for the 3rd season of the anime, which I'm super excited about. But yeah, that is Kimini To. And I know there is also a sequel for this one coming out, Kimini To Soulmates, which is going to follow the story of Kurumi. Kurumi was the girl that was in love with Kazehaya and did some things to get in between him and Sawako in the earlier parts of the story, but she's actually really sweet. I liked her as a character, and I never really felt like this intense annoyance or hate towards her that you usually feel towards some second female leads. But yeah, I'm excited to see that. I haven't read that series before. I'm just going to wait to do my reread of Kimini To, and by then I'm sure we already have physical volumes of Soulmate, and I'll just go ahead and read it then because I want to be able to have some continuality between both stories. So Kimini To. The next one I have here is Denki Daisy. Denki Daisy, I actually did not mention this. If you saw my video about my manga collection goals for the year, I didn't mention this in the video. I did put it in the description. I don't know. Denki Daisy and Maid Sama has had a bunch of volumes sold out for quite a while, and I just got this hunch that I needed to start collecting it. So I bought every single volume that they had available on Crunchyroll store when I placed this order. So that also reduced how much I was able to buy for Kimini To as well. But this is a pretty short series. It has 16 volumes. I'm just going to go ahead and try to collect all of it this year. I have 6 volumes here, volumes 4, 6, 7, 9, 13, and 16. There's absolutely no like continuality here. You can't even say you want to read this, but I've read the series before. It was one of the first shoujo series that I read. I remember reading it until it got completed. I probably started reading it around like 2011, 12. I think it ended in like 2012 or 2013 if I'm remembering correctly. But I love this series because this is just an age gap done well. It doesn't feel sleazy or like it's something you shouldn't be reading, and I really love that about the series. And it's not like a deep storyline or anything. Honestly, a lot of shoujo series can feel very repetitive, but the appeal of a lot of them doesn't necessarily lie in their novelty. It's the feelings that they're able to evoke in you, and I love them for that reason. I'm not going to stop reading shoujo manga anytime soon. They just make me so happy, regardless of how many times all the stories have been written. They've all been written a lot of times, but they have different characters. That is the main difference between all of them. So yeah, Denki Daisy, I am excited to collect this one again. And then I have a box set of Sweat and Soap, the second box set. I bought the first box set of this series in my Christmas manga haul, I believe. I haven't read the series, but it's one that I was trying to read this year. So now I have the entire series and I can read all of it whenever I do plan to. It was on sale on Crunchyroll store for the Valentine's Day sale. I believe it was about 30 to 35% off, if I'm remembering correctly. And it was only after I placed the order that I realized, like, crap, I could have bought that on Amazon, because the regular price that it goes for on Amazon is like 30% off. And I could have probably bought it for like much less than that, but I'm not too worried about it since I was able to get it a little less than what it's going for on Amazon. I'm just going to leave it. But yeah, that is Sweat and Soap. I'm really excited to read this one. I'm honestly a little bit nervous that I have the entire series, even though I haven't read the one box set that I already have, because what if I hate it? But I have many methods to unhaul the series if it happens to be one that I don't like too much. I'm not too worried about that. A lot of people have had great things to say about it. So I'll just see how it goes. But if it doesn't work out, I am going to unhaul this. I'm saving space on my shelves for things that I actually enjoy and I can see myself reading again. But that is Sweat and Soap, and I'll have the complete series. And the last thing I have here is an art book, Scribbles by Kaoru Mori. I believe this was the mangaka that did Emma. And obviously I love to read, but I also have a deep appreciation for art in manga and other comics. And I started with this one specifically because I was an art kid growing up, but I haven't drawn in, oh my god, almost 12 years now. I'm trying to slowly start drawing again, and I just love the way the illustrations in this art book are drawn, because I think they'll be very good for sketch practice, and that was the reason why I picked this one up. It's a very beautiful hardcover with what looks like pencil sketches inside of it. But yeah, that is Scribbles by Kaoru Mori. There wasn't really a whole lot in this first package, so I went through everything pretty fast, but I have another package from CDJapan that hasn't arrived yet, so this video is going to be in 2 parts. And the reason I'm filming this portion of the video before the CDJapan order arrives is because I had to redo my film schedule a little bit, because Case File Compendium was delivered a little later than I was expecting, about a week later than I was expecting. I'm meant to be recording the review for that video today, but I haven't even started reading it, so I had to shuffle things around and just record this first part of this manga haul today, and then whenever the CDJapan order arrives, I'll go ahead and record that as well. Everything in that order are all Japanese manga. I do have some illustration and art books in that one as well, but I will see you whenever the CDJapan order arrives. See you then. Okay, 2 weeks later and the CDJapan order is finally here. My hair is also different, although nobody asked For CDJapan, I usually try to order a bunch of things together because shipping can be quite expensive. So the larger my order is, the better it usually works out for me. And even with as much planning as I put into this order to try to order a bunch of things at the same time, I still forgot to order two volumes of manga that I was really trying to buy. And I didn't realize that until the order actually arrived. So I'll probably add that into my April haul. I love ordering from them a whole lot. I love the way they package everything. You can see that every single thing that I ordered was bubble wrapped specially. It's almost like they know that, oh, these things are special to the people ordering them. So let's try our best to protect them so that it can arrive in a very safe condition. But I just really appreciate that. And I will go ahead and start going over what I bought, starting with Tadaima Okaeri. This is an Omegaverse series, arguably my favorite Omegaverse series of all time, alongside Kashikori Mashita Destiny. I wanted to buy Kashikori Mashita Destiny as well, but it wasn't available on CDJapan, and I could only buy it via proxy shipping. I didn't really want to go through all of that hassle, so I just settled with buying only this one for now, although I would like to own the other series eventually as well. This is a cute and fluffy Omegaverse series, although it does have some angsty sides to it. It doesn't really take away from how wholesome and fluffy this series is. I love it with my entire heart. And this is actually getting an anime adaptation in April, I believe. The most recent trailer that Crunchyroll released shows that this will start airing in April. I have been so excited for these since it was announced last year, and I cannot wait for it to come out. But that is Tadaima Okaeri. I'm so excited to own this. The next one I have here is a one-shot titled Kimi ni yoru no ni fureru. Oh, I absolutely screwed that up, but the English translation is Touching Your Night. I've seen it translated in other places as Touch Within the Abyss. This is a one-shot, so it's pretty short, but I also think that this is an amazing story for a one-shot. It is very captivating, absolutely beautiful. The art in it is really beautiful as well. So this is about an assassin from a family of assassins. I think his name is Chinatsu. He comes from a family of assassins, and his father is trying to pass on the trade to him, but he doesn't want to do it. And he runs into this boy called Kasumi. I hope I'm remembering that correctly. But Kasumi is blind, and the two of them developed this amazing connection, and they just found love and happiness in the unlikeliest of places with each other. It is honestly such a beautiful story, and I adore them with my entire heart. So that is Touch Within the Abyss, and it is one that I absolutely wanted to own, which was why I bought this one. Then I have a series by Shika. This is the same mangaka that wrote Pink Heart Jam, and I decided to pick this up just because I already own Pink Heart Jam and I want another series by the author on my shelf. So this one is titled Sex Drop. It is about a college student called Kyumi who is very open about his sexuality, and he's an active top, like top and bottom. So he's an active top. The other main character in the series, Shizuno, the other character in the series, Shizuno, is in the closet, and he doesn't like how flamboyant Kyumi is about his sexuality and his sex escapades. But some situation throws them into contact with each other, and Kyumi thinks that Shizuno is trying to hit on him for a one-night stand. And that was how he found out that Shizuno is also a top, but also a more sadistic top than he is. I think it's a fun story. I've read it online before. I actually bought this, but I think it's a fun story. If you're trying to read it, I will mention that it does have a sexual assault case in the series, so that's just a trigger warning to be aware of. But the main reason I bought this is because I already have a series by the author and I wanted another one on my shelf. So that is Sex Drop by Shika. Then I also have another series here. This was supposed to be a one-shot, but it does have a sequel. And it wasn't until it arrived that I realized that I ordered the sequel and not the original story. So this is Cupid ni Rakurai, and I think the sequel is Cupid ni Rakurai Sugeki, I think. But this is the sequel of this series. I love this mangaka, and that was why I picked this one up. This is the mangaka that wrote Golden Sparkle, I Didn't Mean to Fall in Love, And this is a really cute story, actually. It is like one of my comfort BLs to read. Whenever I'm out of something to read, even when I have other things to read, I'll just go and read it because it's very short and sweet. It's super cute as well. But it's about this college student called, I have to look for his name, Shinto. Shinto is the Cupid of this campus. He has 100% rating from people because they basically go to him to do research on their love interest. And he does that research for people. They have successful love stories with their love interests, and they pay him back by giving him food or buying him food. And in this particular story, some girls approached him to do research on the ice prince in the series. And Shinto starts to develop an interest in the ice prince outside of what he was actually meant to do. So the story is between him and this ice prince. Like I said, it's a really, really cute story. And now that I realize that I didn't order the original story, I'll be adding that to my April order as well. So that is Cupid ni Rakurai. Super cute if you're looking for something short and sweet to read. The next series I have here is a shoujo series. Everything has been BL so far, but this is a shoujo series titled Shin KO Niki. This was one of my favorite shoujo series that I started last year. There were exactly 3 of them that I love off the top of my head. So it was this one, How I Met My Soulmate, which is getting printed in English right now. And the third one, I believe the English translation is Choking on Love, but the Japanese title is Muserukurai no Ai wa Ageru. So for anyone who is looking for a new shoujo series to read, I will absolutely recommend all 3 of those. They are ongoing, so be aware of that, but I love all 3 of them very, very much. Shin KO Niki is a high school coming of age series about a girl called Aoi who is a little bit of a recluse and she has low self-esteem. Her brother is really popular. He's an athlete in their high school as well. And he has this very bright idea that love is what will draw his sister out of her shell. So he and one of his teammates, who happens to be Aoi's classmates, try to get Aoi to fall in love just to make her have a more fun life and draw her out of a shell, maybe help with some of her self-esteem issues and stuff like that. But we all know where this is going. Aoi and her classmates, who is her brother's teammates, start to get closer to each other. And this is such a cute story. I love it so much, the way their relationship developed. It wasn't just abrupt. You can see how they got closer to each other, how they started to trust and just develop affection for each other. I love the pacing of the story, the way they communicate with each other, and even outside of the main couple. They also start to go into side characters like her brother, some of the friends that Aoi starts to make in high school. I love this story very much, like very, very much, which was why I bought the manga. But yeah, that was definitely one of my favorite shoujo series of last year. I hope that the mangaka is able to keep the vibe of the series until it gets completed, but I am really, really enjoying this one right now. So that is Shin KO Niki. I believe the English translation is Heroine's Love Diary. But yeah, that is the last manga series I have. The other things I have in the CDJapan order are like guidebooks, illustration books, and the likes. The first one I have here is Yoneda Kou's 10th anniversary special fan book. I love this mangaka. Everything else, all the guidebooks, illustration books here are all from BL mangakas, by the way, but this is from Yoneda Kou. The very first series by this mangaka that I read was Saezuru Tori wa Habatakanae. I think the translation is Twittering Birds Never Fly, but she also wrote the one-shots Doshitemo Furetakunai and Soredemo Yasashi wa Koe wo Suru. So those are no touching at all, and even so, I Will Love You Tenderly. And all 3 couples are the ones that you see on the front cover of the fan book. But June Manga recently printed 2nd editions of the one-shots. No Touching at All was delayed a little bit, but it did come out last year. Even so, I Will Love You Tenderly was meant to come out in February, but that has been delayed to June. Like, that is like 4 months difference from what was originally planned. I'm not sure what went wrong there, but that happened. And I'll be waiting for it to come out until then. But obviously, I picked up this fan book because I love this mangaka and all the stories. Twittering Birds is like one of my absolute favorite yaoi mangas. I love the series so much. The Yakuza story in the series, I just love everything about it. I'm even at a loss for words to describe how much I love it, but that was why I picked this one up. And the fan book is absolutely gorgeous. You have some shots from the different mangas, a lot of Japanese words that I probably cannot read because there's kanji interwoven into some of them, but then there are also illustrations from the characters as well. So I'm happy to have that. It's absolutely gorgeous. The next one I have here is a guidebook from Sasaki and Miyano. If you're familiar with my channel, nobody is shocked about this. I adore Sasaki and Miyano with every fiber of my being, and I just want to collect everything relating to them. That was why I picked this one up. This is a guidebook. I think it just goes through every character, but I love the way they've shown everything inside of it, and I'm just happy to have this. Just looking at this makes me so happy, and I am going to watch and reread Sasaki and Miyano again now that I have this. I recently also found the Nendoroid of Sasaki somewhere because it's been out of stock in very different places for a while, and I already have Miano. I don't really want him to be by himself, but I found that, and it's going to arrive sometime in April, but I'll go over that in April. That is the Sasaki and Miyano guidebook. I'll try to flip through it so you can see what it looks like inside. Ah, it is so beautiful. Oh my god, look at these cuties. Ah, I'm so happy. Yeah, that is the guidebook. And another exciting one I have here is an illustration book by Meguru Hinohara. You probably already know these characters if you're familiar with Secret XXX, The Dragon's Betrothed, Therapy Game Restarts, but the couples on the cover are from Secret XXX and Therapy Game Restart, because those two series are linked to each other. I mean, just look at the front cover of this. Absolutely beautiful. And then in the back, you have the couple from The Dragon's Betrothed. I think that's the name of the series. Not really my favorite by the author. Nobody asked, but yeah. The ones on the front, though, absolutely adore them. And this is an illustration book, so it does have a lot more pictures. I love this mangaka a lot as well, so I absolutely wanted this. I'm so happy to have this. And it's worth mentioning that these are not expensive, actually. If you buy them from CDJapan, the volumes of manga were probably about $3 to $5 each. I can't remember how much the guidebooks were, but they were probably less than $10, maybe $15 at most. They weren't like super expensive. And for shipping, I used FedEx. For the entire order, it was probably about $35, maybe $40 to ship everything here. I might just be talking out of my ass there. I will check the numbers for sure and confirm and put it on the screen. But I've had a good experience with CDJapan so far. I don't necessarily want to start looking for other options when I'm already having such a great experience with this company. But if you have other places where you order stuff from Japan that works really well, great pricing, arrives in great condition, I would like to look into them. But this is what I mainly use right now. And the last thing I have here, it wasn't necessarily an order from CDJapan, but a pre-order from last year that happened to arrive in February. This is a figure set from Jujutsu Kaisen. So it is the Sato Sugu rubber mascot set from Jujutsu Kaisen. And it also came with an acrylic standee of the both of them as well. That was pretty much everything that I bought in February and March. And although I mentioned at the beginning of the video that this is my birth month, I forgot to account for the fact that I might be getting some things as birthday presents from other people. So I'll just lump those into my April haul. I am also starting to run out of space on my shelf, so I've decided to buy a new shelf, and that should be arriving soon. I'm not going to do like a full reorganization video because those are pretty hard to film, especially when you have lots of things to reorganize, but I will film like snippets of building the new shelf as well as my new method of reorganizing everything that I own. I'll try to film that. Actually, let me not commit to something that's probably not going to happen, but I will try to film that. But otherwise, that was my collective haul for February and March. Whatever day you find yourself watching this, make it a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!